Okay, morning traders. Happy Wednesday. Say what's up in the chat. How you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a great uh, trading day so far. It's been pretty interesting. We got we got CPR in the next 25 minutes or so. So that's obviously going to be on the radar. Okay, but yeah, going to be an interesting trading day, that's for sure. We're still trading in a tight range after Mondays. We gapped down on Monday and now moving higher. And we've just been trading in a pretty tight range since that Monday's close. We actually are still trading at that Monday's close price on ES 789. On NQ, that would be at 25k, and very choppy price action. Yeah, the DAX, which sometimes does lead American markets overnight, has been also pretty stagnant since that Monday's move. So open price of the week for ES. Okay, so open price for the week for ES is literally back down at the lows, but Friday's closing price, we are trading near that too. So very interesting times that we are going to come into the CPR, which will obviously be a massive thing. Now, something that I am looking at, obviously into the screener. I always wait for that to set and go from there. We are going to be live. Andre and I are going to be live for the market open. I think also with Zinc, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be a really cool trading day. I'm looking forward to it. We've had some nice wins on Monday. You guys can go back and rewatch those streams. I won 2 trades on the NASDAQ, taking the longs to the high side. Unfortunately, Andre took some shorts and lost, but I made some money to the high side on those NASDAQ trades there. So coming into today's trading session, though, yes, we're still trading within previous days' highs and lows, at least for now. We have to wait, obviously, for the CPI data to be released, but previous days' lows is down there and previous days' highs. I actually had a quick little scalp to the highs over here on the NASDAQ, right? So off of those lows, back up towards daily VWAP this morning. So that was a pretty nice little scalpy trade on that. So we can go like this. It was back up to the highs like that. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. But other than that, not really looking at too much there. So I took the NASDAQ trade like this, back up towards the highs for a nice little scalp trade. Like that, right? I got out at that daily VWAP. So pretty small little scalp trade. How's everyone going so far today? I hope that you guys are all having a good session so far. Yep. So that's that my little scalp trade, and that was on a top 1 futures account. I've taken some payouts this week. It's been a pretty good start to the year. I actually did put a post up, which I will get up from Twitter over here. I put a post up over here yesterday, trying to just go over what I've been doing well this year to start out the year. What I've been doing well, how I've been trading, what are some of my key take points away from it. So I did post this over there. Let's get that up. And I'm live on Twitter at the moment. But this is my year to date. You can see I'm up 41 grand prior to today's trading, obviously. A trade win percentage of 91% and a day win percentage of 84. My risk reward ratio, I don't really care about. Sometimes that can be skewed because I'm closing partials, but then taking full losses. So that will be a little bit skewed. But trade win percentage of 91, and I'm up 41 grand on the year so far. And what I've taken away from this is there's 4 things. Being patient, not trading really in the first 30 minutes of the market open. Smaller size of my funded accounts, just taking payouts without getting into deep drawdown. And I think you guys have been seeing me on my socials, been taking these payouts and just taking one good trading day at a time, right? So that's been working really well for me. Not caring about catching the full move, just looking to make money. You'll never catch the full move. And then the last one, just keeping things simple. So that's what's been working for me. I will put that in the chat so you guys can go check that out as well. But we are actually coming down here pre-market. So this is going to be a very interesting open for sure. Let's go like this. Yeah. So I'll put that in there. Morning, guys. Good to have you guys all on. Yes, sir. Cool. So I took that little scalp trade this morning, bouncing off previous day's lows, and then trading back towards the New York session VWAP or daily VWAP, trading towards daily VWAP. Okay, so that was my trade this morning. I'll walk over my trade as well from yesterday. Like this as well. So that was my trade this morning. I'll download that and copy the link, put it in my folder. So let's go like this. We got CPR in the next 20 minutes, so please keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go to my daily report card. Okay, let's go like this. Trades I took NQ longs. Okay, so I took that little scalp. And then, yep. Perfect. So any questions in the chat right now? So that's been my day so far. I think I'm up about $700 on that top one futures account, as I said. So yeah, going along really, really nicely so far. Let's go like this. We should get that to update. Go like that. Let's get that up. So we'll speak about a few edgeful reports as well, but we can actually see, I want to show you something that's really interesting. Okay, wait for that to update as well. Perfect, it should be updated. There we go. So we can refresh that like this. So pre-market streams Wednesday through to Friday, and then I am live with the edgeful team Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays at the open. So pre-market streams Wednesdays through to Friday. There we go. Up 630 on that top one futures instant funded account so far today. So the daily game plan, we have CPR today. Okay. So no trading before that. Not going to really look to trade before that. We are in a range from Monday's very bullish trading day. CPR will set the tone. Be patient and trade what is in front of me. And then I always like to put the chart of ES, just where we are looking at like this. So let's go like that. Let's remove these drawings. So that was my trade on NQ this morning. As I said, we'll go over my trade yesterday. I just want to make sure we are on the same page heading into the market open today. Cool. So as you can see, yes, it's still trading in this very, very tight range that I've spoken about after Monday's closing price. Okay, so let's copy that. Let's go like this, and we'll put ES in the chat there. So that's my plan today, right? It's just keeping it one day at a time. One good trade at a time. Okay. So nothing overcomplicating anything, keeping it simple and taking one good trade at a time. Cool. Any questions in the chat right now that we are getting these through? So that's my plan. Again, as I said, we got CPR coming through, so that's obviously going to be an interesting one. Okay, we have core CPR 15 minutes time right now. And let's go for some edgeful data. So there is that one core, the two reports that I love to use is the opening candle continuation report and the previous day's range report. Okay, opening candle continuation report, previous day's range report. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, guys. Is there any stat that can measure how many times does an Asian session break the previous day's high low on New York session? Maybe we need to phrase that in a different way, but there is an Asian range breakout report, as you can see. There is an Asian range breakout report for you guys to have a look at. So I don't know if this is what you're looking at, but there is an Asian range breakout report where if we close on the 50-minute chart above the Asian range high, how often do we close bullish and vice versa for shorts? I'm not too sure if there is maybe a sub report on this to see. There we go. By close, by extension, you can maybe go have a look at it. But there is an Asian range breakout report, 100%. But again, if I just pull up my, let's go like this, go like that, pull up my trading plan over here. I put in the edgeful. Let's go like this. Let's go like that. Let's go March 2026. You can see if I pull that up. Okay. I use that opening candle continuation, the opening week range, but opening candle continuation in the previous day's highs and lows. Okay. So keeping it as simple as possible. Let's go again to some of those reports that I do want to cover. Let's go like this. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but there is that Asian range breakout report. What's up, Frank? Yo, what's up, Reese? Good to have you guys on. Yes, sir. So let's go over this this trade actually from yesterday, and then we'll get into a couple of the reports that I'm looking at with edgeful. Okay. So basically, yesterday I took this ES long trade, a very simple trade. We came off of those pre-market highs and lows. Okay. We came off of the pre-market highs and lows, and basically we tapped into the lows, we flushed the lows, and we got back above that New York session VWAP over here. And that's where I take my long, targeting the opening range high. The extension target would be previous day's highs and maybe pre-market highs, but I was okay with just targeting that opening range high. And that was my trade yesterday. Simple, clean cut, to the point. Flush the lows, hold pre-market lows, and we get back above VWAP and target the highs. So that was my trade on ES yesterday. Now, as I said, a couple of reports that we are going to be looking for edgeful. Opening candle continuation. Let's go over this and what this actually covers. Let's go over NQ. Okay. How often in the last 6 months, if NQ is bullish from 9:30 to 10:30, how often do we close as a bullish closing day? Well, in the last 6 months, 79% of the time. If the first hour is bearish, 74% of the time. So this is a great statistic to look at, and then couple it with, with the edgeful screener as well. So as simple as that, and then covering it with the edgeful screener. My daily process is the same every single day. Get to the charts, look at previous days highs, lows, and pre-market highs and lows. From there, I can see what stocks are doing, on the video test and that. And then I wait for the open. What does the orb look like? What does the opening range look like? The opening range coupled with the VWAPs. And I can start to plan from there. And then I look at the edgeful screener, and also it can give me a data back bias. So my trading plan every single day is pretty much the same. Okay. It's pretty much the same. I try and keep things as simple as possible. And I think that's what's been helping me make money. Perfect. Any questions in the chat? So there is that Asian range breakout report. There's also a couple of sub reports on it. I'm not too sure about the static commission. How many times does Asian session break the previous day's high low of New York session? So there is that report where you can look at it by extension. So if you go to the Asian range breakout and you look at it from extension, there is that report for sure that you can have a look at. Okay. So, yeah. Cool. But right now, we're still stuck inside this range, guys. We got 10 minutes now until the CPI data release. Take it one good day at a time. I think if you guys have been, on stream following me and Andre and watching us trade live, you guys know that we try and keep it as simple as possible. And we take it just one good trading day at a time. There's going to be losses, right? Obviously, I've had a good win rate this year, but there are going to be losses. And you kind of sometimes just have to suck that up. There's obviously news going to be on the cards today, as I said. So you always got to be accounting for that. You want to be holding a trade into CPI news events. Yeah, any questions in the chat right now? We can go over some more edgeful reports that I like to use. I know Zinc loves using that RB report. And just taking that 25% retracement. So we can go like this. Let's go like cancel. Let's go. Yeah, that initial balance breakout where the single breaks are great. And then he looks at let's go like this, edgeful initial balance. And then let's go to the settings. Let's put the 25% and 50% retracement levels on. Okay. Actually need to update to the latest version. Let's go like this. And let's go like that. Let's make them white so we can actually see the retracement levels. No, we don't want to white because it's the same way. Let's make it black. So Zinc loves taking that 25% retracement. Okay. So basically you get the RB. Okay. And then you're taking a retracement to that 25% once you get the break. Yesterday, the RB break actually broke the high side pretty late. So you actually never got that retracements. But I think the previous day, there was a few of those players there. But I like using the orb personally. And yesterday, we flushed the lows back into pre-market lows. And I get that move back up to the high side. Now, I think also a lot of traders need to be looking at a high time frame. I think that when you do get sucked into low time frames, that's where you can get lost on levels and actually not see what's actually happening on a bigger time frame perspective. And what do you look for specifically in pre-market data? Are you talking in terms of news or like pre-market analysis? I'm just looking at pre-market highs and lows and previous days highs and lows. Do you trade New York PM session? I do sometimes, yes. I'll trade up until about 1 p.m. Yeah, I'll switch over to another batch of accounts. Yo, what's up, brother? Bruce, I also follow Aspects and you trade the morning session, but last month, I'm wondering how you use edgeful combined with VWAP strategies. Well, we're going to be live on the open, and that's going to be something that you can see in real time. I think a good clip for you to actually go and look at is the live stream from Monday. Go on Edgeful on my YouTube channel and go watch the live stream from Monday where I take the 2 longs. But basically, I have an idea that I would like to trade, a direction that I would like to trade. And then from there, I use the edgeful data to confirm my bias. Okay, so if the edgeful screener is looking like wants to be longs, and I basically will confirm that with the data. So I have an idea, and then if the data confirms it, then I know I'm on a strong trend. In fact, actually, I was speaking about this on stream where most of my trades in the last month or 2 months, when I go against the edgeful data, it actually has been very, very bad because I'm fighting the overall trend and just trying to keep things as simple as possible. So I have a thesis and I confirm that with the edgeful screener. If they're both in alignment, I know I've got a good read on the market and I can look to trade in that direction. Highs and lows. Yep. So pre-market highs and lows and previous days highs and lows. Another one also as I said, like yesterday, we were trading above the daily VWAP, above the New York session open VWAP when I took my longs, and market structure is bullish. So market structure, and we're coming off of that orb low. So basically above VWAP, look for longs, below VWAP, look for shorts, ideally. Now, I did have other levels I was looking over here. We had ES that was coming off pre-market levels, as well as NVIDIA and Tesla were starting to rotate higher as well. So, it's not, there's no like one or the other. It's just looking at what's happening actually in real time and then making adjustments based off that. But I have an idea. I'll combine it with the edgeful screener, which has the obviously reports in it, and then I'll confirm that with what I'm looking at. But basically, ideally, my best trades where we get the orb high, orb low, we get a take off the orb low, we retest, and I'm looking to trade back down short. I had a nice trade on that last week. So that's my best trades for the short. My best trades for the longs would be where we take the orb high, we get a retracement, and we look to take the long like that. Now, yesterday was more, there's different variations of the orb trade. Yesterday, my trade was we flush the lows, but market structure on the high time frames bullish, and I take the retest, the V bottom, and I get long there and get out at the highs. So there's different variations. The variation on the short of that one would be where we flush the highs, but market structure is bearish, and we get back into it, and you take the short over here, targeting opening range low. So there is different variations of the orb trade. That's for sure, if that makes sense. What 1 hour candle is red, but the price moves above the VWAP? Do you take a trade? What 1 hour is red, but price moves above the VWAP? Do you check the trade? Yeah, I could. I don't really look at. I'm looking at what's actually happening in front of me. It depends where the orb's setting up. What markets are actually doing? Is Nvidia and Tesla rolling? Are they rotating? It just depends on a bunch of factors. So trades are mostly consistent with. Yeah, I know you. Yep, consistent with. Finish that sentence there, Jono. Bias from edgeful and New York session view up. Correct. If you want to put it into simple terms, yes. Now look again how we're holding these lows coming into CPR right now on ES. Correct, John. So that would be the easy way to explain it. So we'll leave you guys after CPR. Just want to see how this moves into CPR, and then we'll take it from there. How's your guys' week been so far? Can actually go over my month. Okay, so my month has been a pretty good month so far. Go year to date. So year to date, this is, as I said, I showed you my year to date, but my month so far has actually been pretty solid as well. So March, I'm up 19K and just chugging along quite nicely, just taking one good trade at a time. What position size you use on eval? So I'm trading mostly CFDs. So I'm risking on 100K accounts anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 per trade. On the futures, will be a bit different. I'm normally trading about 10 to 15 macros on those accounts. I don't think you need anything more than that personally. Depends on how hard you want to swing, but yeah, on futures, 10 to 50 macros, CFDs, 1 to 3 grand per trade per account. So I have 4 accounts. That could be like 10 grand in a day, So if you've got 4 accounts, you're risking 2 grand. That's 8 grand worth of position sizing. We've got the CPR now in less than 2 minutes. So let's see how this goes. What futures prop firm do you use? I use Top One Futures. The link's on my bio. There we go. We got CPR coming out 20 seconds. So Top One Futures is the futures prop firm that I personally use, and then I trade with the FTMO as well, right? Here comes CPR. Sparking higher right now. There you go. So we're getting a little bit of not as much movement as I thought we would get personally, but yeah, I'll leave you guys here. We'll see you all on stream for the open in a bit, in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a good one.